Hey everyone, my name is Matt. I'm so glad you're here with us in the Cornerstone Connection, our daily devotional. I'm the youth and family pastor here at Cornerstone Church. I'm excited to share with you today. The past couple of times that I've shared a Cornerstone Connection, we've been in the books of 1 Samuel and 2 Samuel, and we've in particular looked at David's conduct. We know that David was the man after God's own heart. We know about his character, and we know about his character because of his conduct. And so I think a couple of times ago I talked about the immense respect that we see from David, both towards God and also to Saul, who was the former king of Israel, who did not really respect David. He was trying to kill David most of the time, but yet David respected him very, very well. And then also, the last time we were together, we talked about honor and how when King Saul died and Jonathan died, that David didn't rejoice and get excited and go, yes, I'm finally going to take the throne that I deserve. No, he honored Saul. He honored Jonathan. And it just shows a lot. David's conduct shows a lot about his character, about his heart. His actions reveal his heart that was after God's own heart. Well, today we're going to look at another aspect of David's character as we see it from his conduct, okay? And that aspect is kindness. We've talked respect, we've talked honor, and now we're going to talk about kindness. And really what I'm going to do today is allow our text to do most of the talking as we jump into 2 Samuel chapter 9, and I read for you about a section of text that is actually called David's kindness to Mephibosheth. Now you might be wondering, who in the world is Mephibosheth? Now, if you've been with us in the Bible reading plan, you've heard his name before, and as I read from 2 Samuel chapter 9, you might go, oh yeah, that's right, he was mentioned a couple chapters ago. So here we go, 2 Samuel 9, and let's just see the kindness of God flowing from David towards, again, the house and family of Saul. Check this out, starting in verse 1. And David said, is there still anyone left of the house of Saul that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake? Look at the intentionality. He's looking for the opportunity to show kindness to the house of Saul for Jonathan's sake. Verse 2. Now there was a servant of the house of Saul whose name was Ziba, and they called him to David. And the king said to him, are you Ziba? And he said, I am your servant. And the king said, is there not still someone of the house of Saul that I may show the kindness of God to him? And Ziba said to the king, there is still a son of Jonathan. He is crippled in his feet. You remember the story a couple chapters ago? The king said to him, where is he? And Ziba said to the king, he is in the house of Machir, the son of Ammiel, at Lo-debar. Then King David sent and brought him from the house of Machir, the son of Ammiel, at Lo-debar. And Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, son of Saul, came to David, and he fell on his face, and he paid him homage. And David said, Mephibosheth. He calls out his name, Mephibosheth. And he answered, behold, I am your servant. And David said to him, do not fear. Now this is a really important phrase, because you got to be thinking, if you're Mephibosheth and you're still a part of the house of Saul, and David's just taken the throne, maybe he's looking to just get rid of the family of Saul. And so he's called you, Mephibosheth, to come and take you out. And so he's trembling, he's afraid, but David says to him in verse 7, do not fear, for I will show you kindness for the sake of your father Jonathan, and I will restore to you all the land of Saul your father, and you shall eat at my table always. Hopefully you're over there going, whoa, this is huge. Yeah, it is, and it's super kind. Verse 8, and he paid homage, and he said, what is your servant that you should show regard for a dead dog such as I? How incredible is this? Mephibosheth sees himself as a dead dog, and David sees him as someone that he can show kindness to, that he can respect, that he can honor. Verse 9, then the king called Ziba, Saul's servant, and said to him, all that belonged to Saul and to all his house I have given to your master's grandson. And you and your sons and your servants shall till the land for him, shall bring in the produce, that your master's grandson may have bread to eat. But Mephibosheth, your master's grandson, should always eat at my King David's table. Now Ziba had 15 sons and 20 servants. Then Ziba said to the king, according to all that my lord the king commands his servant, so will your servants do. So Mephibosheth ate at David's table like one of the king's sons. And Mephibosheth had a young son whose name was Micah, and all who lived in Ziba's house became Mephibosheth's servants. So Mephibosheth lived in Jerusalem, for he ate always at the king's table. Now he was lame in both his feet. What incredible kindness. And there's not a lot I need to add to the text today, right? We see the kindness of God flow through David to a member of the house of the king who was trying to constantly take out David. Man, isn't that the heart of God? And it challenges me and it encourages me that even if somebody is my enemy, or they are associated with somebody who's my enemy, Jesus calls us to pray for our enemies. He calls us to love those. He calls us to love our enemies and pray for those who hurt us in the New Testament. And David showed this back in the Old Testament. Friends, again, may David's conduct that reveals his character both challenge and encourage you and I to live out the heart of God in the very same manner. Have a great day, friends. We'll see you next time on the Cornerstone Connection.